Hmm. Welcome, everyone. We are live. I was thinking about this question last night after the lecture, where we don't stop to think enough. I shouldn't say stop to think, stop to be aware. Stop that so we can be aware. That awareness will change you, That awareness will change you because right now for most people we just float through and we're not paying attention because something has our minds already consumed. So in order to unburden yourself, just stop and feel what you are aware of. That part is important because it will tell you what your mood or your state is. And the reason why that is critical to know, because then you will know what kinds of experiences you are allowing to happen in your life. I say allow to happen because when we are in a state, things happen because of the state. So, what are we allowing to happen in our lives? Well, that takes practice to discover. And they're never going to be overwhelming. It'll be there because you'll notice one at a time. You'll notice them. So let us remember this morning to take time. This is really what meditation is. Just taking time to scan. What am I aware of right now? It's the thing that will show up in your face and make you go, "Ugh, again?" That's what it will do. That's how you'll know where to begin. You don't have to go and try to figure it out and what's it going to be and how to do it. No. The awareness, if you take some time to just relax, you'll see it, right? That's why the meditation portion, and I know, like I said, that word has been distorted. Meditation, kind of like Jesus, kind of like God. It's all been just so tainted. But if you can remember to take a break and just take the break, you're not being lazy. Okay, just take the break and take that break the same time every day. Take it the same time every day. Take it the same time every day. Why? So that you form the habit of peacefulness in your life. Look at what we do. Our alarms are set to either go somewhere or do something. So where is that alarm for meditation, to commune with self? You see, if we can remember that we live our lives from the inside out, you will see how important it is to take that break. When you take the break to gain your awareness, where are you? What are you doing? What's it feel like? When you take that moment, you change, literally speaking, you change your body chemistry, okay? That's what science is showing. You change your body chemistry. You do. You give it, I would say it's that same day that you start because you know you're starting a routine. So you don't have to wait. I used to think you have to wait. But once you set the intention, your body responds because the thing felt is the thing experienced. And so long as you feel it, if you have a genuine thing within you that says, you know what? I want to take this time to just be here in the silence. And what do I do in that silence, Angela? That's really loud. I don't know that I can do that. And sit still, really? When you lay down to go to sleep, don't you lay still? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend. Let's not make excuses. Oh, but Angela, I'm neurodivergent. I'm ADHD. I can't sit still for that long. Listen, let me tell you something, Linda. When you have a desire to accomplish something, your body aligns with you and you accomplish it. So if you say, listen, I just want to hear my own heartbeat. I just want to feel that air in and out of my lungs. Because allegedly, God is within and I want to feel God. If you are genuine about that, you'll have the experience. And you will have the desire to sit there for whether it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 minutes, 30 seconds, but same time every day. Same time every single day. Because your body is responding. So if you take that 30 seconds every day and you inhale and you exhale and your focus is just on health and how good health feels, you're trying to tell me that your body's not going to feel different? Of course it will. But the desire, my friends, the desire. Arouse your desire and your curiosity to want to know more about yourself. You see, we put lotion on, we know what our bodies feel like. We know what our physical bodies feel like. But if you take the time, you'll get a sense of what your spiritual body feels like also. But if we look at how frequently throughout the day we touch ourselves, either you're scratching or you're putting on your lotion, you're doing your hair, we know what our bodies feel like. Why not the invisible body? That's part of you as well. It's the greater part of you. And the reason that you get to know that invisible part, that's the only part to know, when you invest. There's a scripture that says those who lend to man, they lend to God. We all know why, because God is within man. So you can only lend to God, not man, but I digress. But if you invest into developing that curiosity and that desire to commune with yourself, let me tell you something. Dividends, dividends, dividends. That's what you're going to get. A beautiful return on your investment. You will get beautiful dividends. What do those dividends entail? More peace in your life. We take peace for granted, when in actuality, the ability to sit still with simply one thing on your mind, inhale, exhale, or I am, just one thing on the mind. We take that for granted. We take it for granted because we're so used to the noise and the chaos. But it is from that still place within you where the life emerges from. So don't you want to know that part? to see what it feels like. Now, here's the thing, because I know Neville had mentioned it as well. People wait until something happens so they can start. No, they don't even start practicing that day. What do? They start, well, it should be mine. I'm like, you haven't even practiced to see what you feel like so you can know how you direct your attention. You haven't spent any time practicing moving mentally and feeling it, so that if something appears in your world, one, you know you put it there. Two, you revise it. Three, you recreate something else. Take our time to feel. We tend to rush through the day. That's what if you flip through the Rolodex of your memories, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You may be in a hurry now. You see my point? Nature doesn't hurry, yet everything is accomplished. That's what Confucius says. It doesn't hurry. Everything has its appointed time. It doesn't hurry. So if we take the time to feel, we'll begin to recognize the mood or the state we're in. And then we'll know, because we've practiced changing from one to another. And we've got to know how that feels. Because as we remember from the story of Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, Isaac couldn't use his eyes. So you have to use something else. The one that makes the most sense. Feeling, touch, knowing. He knew, if I touch this, if I feel this, it is real. Like the woman with the issue of blood in the marketplace. She said, if I can touch the hem of his garment. So she had to feel. And literally speaking, even if you want to use that story as literal, but it is psychological. She's on her knees and the street is crowded because she touched the hem of his garment. So that tells you she had to be on ground level with his feet to touch his hem. She didn't say his collar, so she wasn't standing. Why? Because when you're laying down like that and reaching out, you can't see. How would she possibly know what he felt like? How would she know what it felt like? Well, because she knew what she felt like. You know, they have that saying, deep calls to deep. When you have spent so much time in that silent space that you feel the potency of your own awareness, like you are so vividly aware of yourself. When you reach out to feel, you will know, because you've spent the time getting to know what it feels like. So that when you, because remember, there's only one awareness. So really and truly, she was reaching out through herself, not a crowded marketplace, a crowded thoughts. So she had to reach until she felt that particular, if I touch the hem of his garment, I know I'll be healed. So she had to touch that inner conviction. She had to know, yes, you know what? This is exactly what it would feel like if I touched it. How would it feel? Like Jesus said, something went out of me. Because you have to feel the movement towards the outside. Because what do? Live from the inside out. So when you feel, you're putting your feelers out there, means you're getting a sense. You're feeling your own self. Where are you? As I said, we feel our physical bodies all the time. Proprioception. We know where we are in space and time when we move our arms or our legs. We know if we're upright or if we're prostrate. proprioception. But where's your spirit now? Where's your awareness? Where is it? Is it just autopilot, or do you know where it is? Meaning, what has your focus? What has your attention? What has you preoccupied? What are you thinking about? What are you aware of? This is important, but you won't know how important it is until you practice it. And I know sometimes we would rather be doing anything else. Sometimes we would rather be doing anything else. But I promise you, don't wait until you reap a forgotten harvest in your life to say, oh my God, what do I do? Do what you do, and you will live your life accordingly. Instead of trying to rush at that moment in the clutch. You know, if you're ready, you won't have to get ready, but hey, allegedly, I heard that. So I'm not coming down on you this morning. I'm not coming for you this morning. I'm gently reminding you. I have to gently remind me too. Because when you get caught up and you're excited, yeah, I'm still talking, communing with myself, but the stillness. I'm still here. Feel that stillness is what I'm saying. If you're driving, you need to feel the steering wheel. So you just focus on the road. Because when you take that time, right, and you practice feeling what you feel like, then when you start saying things like, I am that, you will feel it instantly right there because you've been practicing feeling. And what we practice, well, we all know how that turns out. We're successful at. So it's guaranteed. Right? That feeling portion is because we're in these bodies. So if you weren't in your body, would you know what you felt like? This comes with lucid dreaming. It comes with astral projection. It comes with those things because you know what you feel like. Just take your time with it. If you say, I just feel so heavy, well, let's practice lightening it as we speak. Again, if you're driving, come back to the replay. But if you're listening and you're at work, take 3 nice deep breaths, nice and easy. Nice and easy. See? You're much more relaxed. That's very good. There's nothing else to do. Just sit there and breathe. And you're just allowing the body to breathe. That's all you're doing. See? Now, can you bring up a sensation? Now you're going to have to feel for it. who and what can you think of? But when you think of them, you feel good. Do you have it yet? Take some time. It's okay. Good. Now, if you can feel that and it feels good, it feels good. See? It feels good. Now let it go. Let that feeling just dissipate. Just let it dissipate. Good. Now do it again. Bring up, whether it's a thought, it's a memory, but it must be good. Either it made you laugh with glee, or it made you cry in awe because it was so spectacular. Or shoot, it could have left you in shock. Well, did this really happen? This was real nice. But whatever it is, the root of it must be good. You feel it? Now just choose somebody to send it to. All you have to do is think of them and gently whisper to yourself, oh, such and such, this is for you. That's it. You just do it and you let it go. Just let it go. You see, we seem to think that that's a weird thing to do, when in actuality, we do it all the time. If you're out and about and your favorite person crosses your mind and they made you do something in your mind's eye that moved you, because you thought of them in that fashion, you just sent that to them. Why? How do you know? Because it was a singularly focused thought that you felt. Now, if you can imagine what it would be like to call up the person in memory that you least care for, you really don't like them. You see? And as soon as you can feel it in your chest, you've already sent it. You felt it. The thing felt is the thing experienced. So that's why I say, if you're going to reminisce, this is a good way to practice. Catch the thoughts you're reminiscing upon. Because when they make you feel, you've done it. Remember, adultery. If a man sees a woman and lusts after her in his heart, he's already committed the act. Why? Because it is the feeling that makes it real. You can't see it. This is why those Alfred Hitchcock movies, the way they used to film those types of movies, you didn't see anything happen to the victim. But what you heard convinced you that something did happen. So it was real to your perception because you felt it. You felt it to be real, to be true. That's what happened. So the next time You want to have an unsavory thought, and those are the ones we feel most potently, don't we? Oh, yeah, we feel those ones. You let me call that person's name, and your whole body just tightens, and you're like, "Rrr." See, the thing felt is real. So, what is it that you're feeling throughout the day? You see, you can also take the bull by the horns and do it a slightly different way. If you don't want to watch everything, set yourself an algorithm. What do you want to feel like throughout the day? And if you notice that you don't feel like it, come back to it. You see, you're doing the same thing in either scenario. Just paying attention to what you feel like, what's moving you. But instead of just feeling, you're telling, you're defining the parameter of what you want to feel. So that as soon as you don't feel it, you're like, oh, I need to go back and feel it. So that's why if you're not paying attention and you don't catch that you are complaining throughout the day, how are you going to change it when you can't see it, when you don't feel it? When you feel it, you'll see it. It's in your awareness now. You're aware of it on the invisible side, so you'll now become aware of it on the visible side. As within, so without. But you've got to invest in that. I was listening to this woman. She was talking about how she was scammed. She was speaking about how she was scammed. And I'm listening to her speak. And she says, well, I really wanted to invest in myself. And I really wanted to take this program. And her fee was $18,000. And I'm listening to her. I clutched my purse and I said, $18,000. What's she gonna teach you? But I was just saying, don't let a dollar make you a fool. And she said, I ignored my intuition because I was desperate. What state? Listen, you want to know why she was scammed? Desperation makes you do. You have to act according to the desperation. And when you act accordingly, it's not that she ignored her intuition. It's that she had to act according to desperation. So because she was desperate, well, predator and prey have a way of finding each other. I wonder why. And so she went through with it and she did it. And she said, I should have listened to myself. What did I tell you guys? Spirit will speak to you in one of two ways. So don't let anybody try and poke you into fear of missing out. Oh, but if I don't do that, I'll miss. No, you won't miss out on anything. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. You're not going to miss out on anything. So you see, if you spend some time feeling, you will know what desperation feels like, and you will nip that bad boy in the bud. What have you got to be desperate about when you can say, rise, my creation, rise. You can create. So you don't ever have to be desperate. But if you forget yourself and you become desperate, remember, it is a state. So what would it be like if I were the man or the woman that I wanted to be, and you begin to entertain that? Then you have moved from desperation to satisfaction, to ease, to peace of mind. So it is important that we become aware of what we're aware of. Silly statement, but no, you've got to become aware of what you're aware of. So today, my beautiful friends, whatever opportunity you can take for yourself to be in that still and quiet place, practice being in that place and practice sending. Just think of someone and send them. Remember though, if that person should say spiritually, psychologically, meaning it's not within them, remember, if the suggestion, if you're not already thinking about it or it's not part of you, then you won't take the suggestion. So we all want love and affection, don't we? So when you send it, you have an open door. But if that person says, depending on their state, because remember, states can run parallel without intermingling because they're not the same. So if the thought that you're sending matches that person, they will accept it and they will act according to what you sent. But if what you send is not compatible or does not correspond to the person, it has to return to sender. I'm not going to say your name, but when you have an experience like this person did, and you saw return to sender, it didn't happen to them. It what they were going through, whatever that person sent was returned to sender. So they got to witness what it was like to have somebody, like I said, you don't have to worry about, oh my God, they're going to hurt me. No, just don't put yourself on the same level as them and you will only run parallel. You won't entangle, so they can't hurt you. Remember scripture, no one takes my life from me except I give it. So now you see why it's important for you to spend some time to feel around in there and see what's happening. That's why you do it. So return to sender is a true thing. So if you got to see it happen to somebody, whatever harm they were trying to cause came right back to them because the person they were sending it to was not on that level. And if you would hear the surprise, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah. Funny thing that. But you see, you learn two things in that moment. You learn that whatever you send better be acceptable for you to receive. Oh. Right? Don't wish ill on anybody. Justice or not justice. Don't wish ill on people. You see, because you know what that feels like, don't you? Hear me what I'm saying to you. You know what it feels like when you think of the person you really can't stand. You know what that feels like. And I'm telling you today, it is not worth it other than to get the sense or the awareness of, ooh, you know what? That's not a good idea. Because remember, it has to pass through you first. So when Neville Goddard says only think nobly or lovely thoughts, he's not telling you that because he's bored. He's telling you because your words don't return unto you void, whether you speak them or you don't. But it is what you've sent. But you won't know until you begin to feel for that. That's the part that takes the practice, moving between mental states. What would it be like if? Try it on. Does it feel good to you? You know, when you go to the perfume counter, what do? You sample it to see, well, that doesn't really mix well with me. Look at how many things. You walk down the Costco and somebody's there with a little sample tray. Every time you turn around, there's something for you to sample, but we don't want to sample our own mood. We just run with it and say, yeah, fine, I'll take it. No, you wouldn't do that. You go and you sample it, you go, ugh, and you don't buy it. You reject it. So why then, when a particular mood wants to encroach, you don't test it and say, oh, yeah, I'll keep it, or oh, I won't. You don't just test it with food or perfume or shoes. You test it with your own self, your own inner self. But if you look around, you'll see that you are already in the habit of testing things out. I just gave you a whole bunch of examples. You know? This is... yes, Joaquin, you stay in the moment because there's nothing else but right now. There isn't anything. Think about why there is only right here, right now, in this moment. What are you feeling? Because you are either reminiscing, because it's not, and when are you reminiscing? Right now. Right? You're reaching backwards to pull that memory forward because you're here. Your awareness is always here right now. So everything you have to pull into your awareness because there is only now. If you put your awareness in tomorrow, well, that you would have to be in tomorrow. So wherever you are is right now. That's what it means to be in the now. You can't be in the later, because then you wouldn't be later, you would be now. Because wherever your awareness is, that's where you are. It seems funny, but it isn't like weird. Wherever your awareness is. Where's your butt right now? Can you touch it? Now you're aware of your butt. Are you aware of your butt yesterday? No, you're aware of your butt now. Right here, right now. Only now. So thank you for that, Joaquin. Thank you. Right? This is just one of those beautiful things. Yes, Joaquin. Your life energy, you feel it, your chi. That's what we call it in TCM, your chi. And you begin to feel it as it courses through you. You can listen, it's invisible, but you can feel it. That's what makes it real, remember? Learn to feel it. Feel your invisible self. I know it might not be for you this morning. It might be. Who knows who needed to hear it, but I had to say it. Let's take a brief moment and welcome everyone into the space this morning because I shan't keep you. Beautiful Shay, number 2. I see you. Symmetric, I see you. Driving. Wait. Driving X Daily. Driving. I see you. I see you. Let's go. I see you too, darling. I see you. Thank you for being here on Twitter. It's always a pleasure to see you. Listen, if you missed last night's lecture, you want to catch that. YouTube and Facebook. Hello, Jeff, the better man. I see you. You're the ones who've made yourselves known in the chat. Welcome. Yes, Jeff. He's sitting quietly. He's sitting quietly. I'm hoping he went back to sleep. Who's here on Fanbase? Let's have a look-see. Happy is in the house. Hey, Moon, Ali, Miss Boricua, I am. Flo Smiles. You're here, beautiful. Shea Butter, the one and only. Fawn is here. Mansa is here. Joyce, darling, is here. Joaquin. Oracle Treehouse Afternoon Delight is in the house. Mm, it is good to see you all. It is. So today I trust that when you hear the bull, love troll. Hey. Listen, when we hear the bull this morning, feel. You know how butterflies, they have antenna. What are they doing? You ever seen ants? My son loves ants. And they have their little antenna, their little feelers. They feel around. They touch it, feel it. That's what they do. Getting a sense of where they are right now. I tell you, if you would simply pay attention, you will see that it is already being done all over and round about you. So you don't have to believe it, you just have to observe it. When you realize that everything is feeling its way, you'll realize it's not different. It's you have to do it because that is our nature. It is by way of law. So as you hear the bowl on this lovely Thursday morning, bring up the thing you want to feel most. Remember, a mood can create an experience can create a mood. So what do you want to experience? That depends. What kind of mood do you want to be in? Use the sound of the bowl to allow yourself to just feel what that is. Feel that mood that you want to experience and return to it throughout the day and sustain it for as long as you can, like reveling in the presence of your lover for as long as you can. And you say, oh, is it morning already? Same principle. You want to linger and tarry in the presence of your lover. Well, you are your lover. There's only the self to love. And because you are your lover, you see how good it feels to be in your own company? You'll discover much. Let me get the bowl and take your time to feel it. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. Shay, darling, Symmetric, beloved love troll, and driving tea. Thank you all for being here on this lovely day. And you know I will see you tonight. Much love to you all. And remember, make it your business to feel yourself. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to say it like that. Because now you'll remember it. You remember how important it is to spend that time to feel your awareness, yourself. Much love. Much love, Twitter. Let me get that water there. Jeff, the better man, A-Not, thank you all for being here on YouTube and Facebook this morning. And for the others who've not made themselves known, I see you. I do. I look forward to seeing you today. And you guys, listen, you guys on YouTube, you must be doing awesome, and I'm glad to hear it. Good for you that you're practicing. Good. I'll see you tonight, YouTube and Facebook.